Hello everyone, surviving gameplay from Dead by Daylight. The Cold Tower, the McMullen Estate. I always like McMullen Estate. You a little bit of everything, evade and killer. Loads of good pallets where you could loop a few times and maybe get a killer stone. Great survivor map. And we've got Hex Rune here. I was trying to tell that Claudette there that you do the gen. She didn't want to do gens. Two people on the gen because you're probably better one person doing a Hex Rune gen rather than two. Because you get far more skill checks and it takes for longer. And I was trying to tell her, you do the gen, I'll find the totem. She probably hasn't even got small game. Yeah, I have small game. It's just a matter of time before I find this totem. I don't know what it is about this totem. It's always hard to get the highlighter up where you can cleanse this totem. I always try and cleanse totems at exit gates. I really don't want to. No one escapes death spawn near an exit gate. And someone's got the Hex Rune, so I'm gonna get on this gen here now and there's Myers already. Tier 3 so soon. Only for running into that wall there and vaulting through the window in front of him. He really mind gamed me there. He was coming straight on towards the gen, so I went the other way and I went through the window and there he was waiting on me and he was waiting with his tier 3. Real terrible start to the game. Two people hooked. Myers in tier 3 and he's chasing someone. This obsession person, that was a good survivor. That person there really done well in this game. And it was a tough game. I don't have self-care. I don't see any teammates nearby, so I really just stay on this gen and rather than try and find a med kit. But this survivor chick's got the Kindred perk there, and I can see the other survivors, and if the killer's within 8 meters, well, I can see him too. This killer never hook camped anyone. I think this killer is barbecuing chili. Now he's doing a bit of stalking. I really hit that tier 3 Michael Myers. melted through the window there. He tricked me there about he was very slow coming out that door, and I knew he was coming out that door, but he stalled for a second, and it made me think that he was going to go back around the other way, and that's why I didn't fall through that window, because I thought he was going to be waiting for me on the door. He really tries to mind game the survivors, this guy. I had to use my dead hard, and I had to waste that great pallet at the shack. I always seem to have lots of luck when I don't run self-care. I always seem to find a medkit. Medkit and yellow flashlight, that always seems to be the most items I always seem to find. I hate the flashlights, even a purple flashlight, even the flashlight with the odd bulb. I'm terrible with flashlights. It's something I'm going to try and practice later on in the game, because it's really useful. And I've seen people using flashlights there. It's really useful for when you're doing like a look through the Crotus pen. You go into the house and you come out the window, and you go back into the house and come out the window. Well, if you try and that process 3 times in a row, well, each time the killer's going to gain and get closer. But I've always seen people with flashlights that whenever the killer comes out the window after you, well, they always flashlight him, blind him, and it always gives them a few seconds head start again, and they can go back in that house and repeat that process. As it comes to the saving people, you really got to stay close to people. Our guy's disconnected already. I don't know if he's been hooked twice or not. This game can do that to people sometimes. It's done it to myself, but I would never leave a game with 5 gens or 4 gens to do. I would always try and leave the hatch open at least. But this game, it's a great game. It's like your sports team, really. That's the way I would see it. Your sports team's getting bit, and you're shouting at the TV, you're not happy, but then the next game your team's won and you're really excited and really pumped and happy. Kind of like that feeling I get at Dead by Daylight. Overall, you just love the game, really. It has its ups and downs, and as does any real great thing. But the flashlights are really terrible. The flashlights, you gotta stay close if you want a flashlight to save someone. I've tried it, and I was always too far away and couldn't get in close enough to really make it work for me. And I would love to do it, because it would really help my game, so it would. Mind game Myers that time. I think he thought that I was going to try and loop him through the shack a few times, but Myers in tier 3 just goes through windows so fast. I really didn't want to play that game. I was really glad that I mind gamed him, and now the survivors are going to hide and wait for this. Well, they aren't hiding, they're doing this gen, but his tier 3 must be ready to go. Myers can be 50-50 at times playing against Myers. There's times he'll absolutely slaughter you, and then there's times where people can give him the runaround. If they waste his tier 3s, I think he gets 4 or 5 tier 3s, I'm not sure. After that they can't get no more. You really can manage Myers then. Michael Myers tier 2, you really could loop him a good few times. There, barbecue and chili. I know this killer has it because I waited 5 seconds after he hooked someone and then left. Because he can see my aura and he knows I'm at that gate, so... You're a beginner to this game. Most killers use barbecue and chili. And what you gotta do, as soon as someone's hooked, and if you're 54 meters or more away, you've got to count to 5 and then go. Or you could give them a diversion, go one way, count to 5 and then turn, go back the other way. Or hide in the locker for a couple of seconds or whatever, and after 5 seconds get out of there and go. But I love small game there. I've got the No One Escapes Death. I wish every survivor, most survivors ran small game, because you see there the survivor left. Most survivors just leave as soon as they see small game, or as soon as they see No One Escapes Death. But I'll always stay behind with small game and try and take that out. At this stage here, I'm just hoping Myers hasn't got anywhere near his tier 3. I'm taking a chance here. He hasn't got anywhere near his tier 3, so we're really lucky there.